Hi, everyone. Can you guys hear me? Hello? Let's see. Hello? Is this working? Hi, everyone. Can you guys hear me? You guys should say something if you can hear me. Hold on. Let me check. Hello? Hello? Okay. It's working. Okay. Awesome. Um, so I know that there's a lot of public concern right now just because what they're saying in the media, and it's so crazy, and lots of misinformation on Facebook when I'm scrolling through. So I just wanted to come here to talk to you guys about what we as healthcare providers and physicians are going. Just a little bit of definition. Coronavirus, it's a virus, novel because it's new and we haven't seen it before, is now causing this disease called COVID-19, which infects the lungs and the upper respiratory tract. Um, so yes, it's true. 80% of people will have mild symptoms. And another part of it is that people who do get sick can get really sick and would need to have intubation, which means a tube down their throat to help their lungs breathe while their bodies fight off this virus, or they will need oxygen. The people most likely affected by this is the older people, like above 65. So, please get your information from either the CDC or the WHO. So if you guys keep um, asking questions on the side, I can help answer them while I'll tell you what is going on, basically. So right now, the US is testing many people. And so that's what's really frustrating. Like, I know people want to come in and be like, oh, I have a fever and cough. I want to get tested. But that's not a thing. Like, we're not doing that. We don't have enough test kits to test everybody. That's why we're testing the most sick people. Recently, I don't know if you guys heard, but the WHO in the beginning of January, they said that they discovered that they were worried that it was going to be a pandemic, so they offered the United States a test, and then the United States said no, we don't want it, that we'll develop our own test to test for this virus, thinking that we could make it in time, but obviously that's not the case. And so we could have been testing a lot earlier, like in Korea and stuff like that, but we are not. And that is the reason why. Um, so right now, the best way to protect yourself is, yes, wash your hands. If you're having symptoms like fever, or fever and cough, and symptoms are very mild, just stay home. We recommend that you stay in one part of your house, use a separate bathroom if possible to prevent it from spreading to the rest of your family. And don't go out of the house until you have had no symptoms for 72 hours, which is 3 days. Please don't come to the hospital because there's already a lot of sick people there and we don't have the capacity to take care of everyone. There's not enough healthcare workers to take care of everyone. And what that means is that you're going to be waiting in a waiting room where maybe someone else can get you even more sick than what you actually are. So, and if you think that you have COVID-19, which is shortness of breath, difficulty breathing, definitely call us first so that we can prepare for you and protect other patients. Um, I don't also, and then also there's virtual medicine where people can call in and we can do telemedicine, basically talk to you about your symptoms over the phone to see if you need to be evaluated in person or if um, you need to come in at all. So we want to protect everybody as much as possible. There is history about this. So the world went through a pandemic back in 1918 with H1N1. This was originally called the Spanish flu because that's where they thought it originated. And at that time, they found, so a little bit of statistics, 500 million people were infected with H1N1 at that time. 50 million people died, and over 600 something thousand died in the US alone because it was a pandemic, because we had never seen that virus before. We had no immunity to it, there was no medicine for it. And so this is the same thing. Like, we want to prevent the spread as much as possible, and there's no medicine right now. We don't have immunity towards it. And what they've found at that time worked the most was social distancing and what we're doing right now. And so they found that in places that were isolating themselves and canceled public gatherings, they had decreased their death rates by 50% as compared to other places. And that is why it's so important for us now to like cancel all events and stay home. And the only necessary places to stay open, right? Our schools are closing. I don't know if you guys know, but I live in Washington, where there is a huge outbreak. So the biggest places right now are Washington and California. Our hospitals are actively taking care of people positive with COVID-19. So let's see some of your questions here on the side. What are you and your family doing differently? So our family, we're staying home. We're not going out. Um, we're distancing ourselves from other people. Obviously, wash your hands like normal people. This will prevent you from getting the virus. We also have to do like teaching at home because some of the schools are closed, but it's good bonding time. Let's look at this as a positive. And I think I had to go to the grocery store once, or like I just came back from this conference because everything was canceled, and like people, the world is just quiet, and I don't ever remember it being this quiet, and it's kind of like, I don't know, therapeutic. I don't know. It's like I'm hard. I don't know what to feel right now because at one side of me, it's like nice that it's silent, but I know I'm gonna go back to this like hectic hospital. Um, my family, all docs are freaking us out because they see what's happening in hospitals. It's So, what's happening in hospital is that, people are overwhelming the system. Like, people are going crazy, panicking, stealing our mask and gloves. And why do you need to do that? Like, why do people, not you specifically, but why do people need to do that? Like, if you're not going out, if you're staying at home, like, why do you need to steal the mask from doctors who actually interact with sick people who can get them sick? And so, if we don't protect our doctors and our nurses and our staff, like, we won't have hospitals to take care of the sick people. And that is about like flattening out the curve. I'm sure you guys seen it all over Facebook and Instagram and stuff. But if people go out all the time, they're going to get other people sick. And so it the sick rate grows exponentially, and then slowly, when everybody's sick or dying, then it comes back down. And we as healthcare workers only have so many resources. We only have so many people to take care of other people. And so if you are able to stay home, it will help the healthcare system to help decrease the burden. Okay, so please, I'm begging you, as like one of the people who will be working in the ED and working at the acute respiratory clinics, like, sometimes you just don't need to go in. You just need to isolate yourself at home. And this is how you're going to help the most people and help yourself. Um, okay. Oh my gosh, so many questions. Wearing a mask is not going to be helpful because the way that um you touch stuff and you touch your face, like, wearing a mask is not going to prevent you from your habits, right? So good hand washing is. And we as doctors just need the mask because we are up in people's faces. Like, I am listening to their lungs, and my stethoscope is only this long, and so I am this close to people, right? And so you don't need that mask because you shouldn't be that close to somebody. You should be at least 6 feet away from anybody at all times. So it hasn't shown to help you. Yes, correct. All elective surgeries are being stopped, and as doctors, we are taking precautions also not to infect other people if we end up getting sick. Because I don't know if you guys are med students or any med students are watching this, but if you know and you've done a pediatric rotation, it's very common that you may get sick within the 4 weeks of your rotation. And so this is highly contagious. And so if doctors get sick, they have to stay home. We are checking everybody's temperature when they come in to the hospital, and you have to sign this thing every single day. So we're doing that precaution. We are running out of are running low on stocks like masks and gloves and stuff, and so we are trying to find ways to allocate that to one place in order to help everybody. It's hard. Like people need to stop hoarding the stuff, but I have no idea how we're going to get around this. We're trying to sanitize things, and that's not the recommended thing to do. But there's just so many people. Um, let's see. I have not stocked up on anything, like nothing. We have the normal things that we would have at home. We have some stuff in the freezer to eat, but we do not have extra toilet paper. I have no hand sanitizer in my house. We are going to wash our hands with soap and water. Um, Okay. And then someone said, not to mention that we have weekly checkup and non-stress tests that have to be in the hospital where there are many COVID-19 patients and over 10 patients have died. I'm in Seattle, Washington. Yeah, there are people dying from this disease. Yes. It started out in the nursing homes, and now even the people or the doctors who were helping and exposed to patients with the coronavirus, we are still going to work until we have symptoms. Originally, we were quarantining ourselves for 2 weeks because we didn't want to spread the virus. But right now, like there's not enough doctors. They're asking us to come in overtime. And so there's just not enough people to help everyone. And that's why it's so important to start isolating yourselves. Um, why are people mass buying? What do you think will happen? The world is running out of food. I don't get the reasoning. So people are buying things to increase the prices from this pandemic. It's horrible. But so if you stock up on all the hand sanitizer and all the toilet paper, it's going to become more expensive to buy. Places like Amazon, pay other places that you can sell it, there is a law against jacking up the prices. I forgot what it's actually called, but you're not allowed to do that. And so they have restricted those people from selling on the internet. Stan said it, price gouging. So people are not allowed to price gouge due to the pandemic. But yeah, a lot of people, not a lot of people, but some people have been doing that. And I think it's just like the media and the overwhelming like uninformedness of the media and making people worried about it. Most of the time you're going to have mild symptoms. Let me be clear. Most of the time you'll have mild symptoms. The worry is that this will spread too much to the sick people. And okay, let me break down the hospital system. In the hospital, for example, sorry if you hear Wyatt in the background. For example, there are, say, 100 people, or, okay, sorry. Wyatt is in the background. He's distracting me. So imagine that, let's be simple and say there's 100 beds in the hospital, and say only 20% of that is ICU beds, and that's very generous. So 20 beds are ICU beds, which have the capability of mechanical ventilation, which is helping you breathe when you have ARDS from this coronavirus. So if everybody gets sick at the same time, there is no way that we can take care of everybody. We're going to have to pick and choose who to take care of. And this is exactly what happened in Italy. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, I posted the article before, but I can post it in this too. But this is exactly what is happening to Italy. Last week, their health system is overwhelmed. They have to choose who to save, basically. Wyatt, you want to come here? No, watching. Okay. Yeah, med students are staying home. They're doing stuff from their classes from home. In Washington here, all grades K through 12 are closed. No one's going to school. The universities have canceled classes last month, so everyone is doing their class from home. Let's see. How do you stay calm and stop yourself from thinking you're going to bring the virus home and your loved ones? Yes, I am very worried that I will bring the virus home, and I am also worried that I will get sick, like, to be honest. So what I'm doing to protect myself is I'm wearing layers. So because sometimes I'm working indoors and then they tell you to go outside because there's a line of patients outside and you need to test them. But when I get home, I'm going to take off this outer layering outside and then come in and hopefully, like, I don't know, clean, sanitize before I like hold my children. So what else? If you are pregnant, well, pregnancy has like its own risk. Like, you do have a decreased immune system when you are pregnant. The studies that they have done did not show an increased risk of getting COVID-19 when you're pregnant, but then that was a really small study of like 20 patients. There had been a pregnant lady who gave birth to a patient with COVID-19 in Wuhan, and that infant is doing well in the NICU and had recently just turned 1 month old. And so, yes, when you're pregnant, you can still get this virus, and I would still do like the same precautions as everybody else right now, as in not going out, social isolating, washing your hands, be cognizant of touching your face. Um, and then would you say that you are at greater risk of getting the virus versus someone who is always in the OR, or maybe like a radiologist, or everyone equal chance of getting it in the hospital? I would say the people who are at the front lines are more likely to get the virus, like the hospitalists or the ER docs, the med students, the residents, the people who are interacting with the patients constantly, um, are more likely to get this virus. It's like a droplet precaution, right? So it's not airborne. This is not like tuberculosis where you can inhale it through the air. So if you touch something and you touch your eyes, nose, mouth, it goes into the mucosa, and then it goes into your body. So that is how it will get you sick. So even if it's on your hands and you don't like have a cut, if you don't touch your face and you wash your hands, it's not going to get into your body. Um, let's see. So, I mean, we are only doing procedures that are absolutely necessary right now. So we're canceling all elective procedures. Radiology, they rarely, unless you're an interventional radiologist, it's very rare that you will actually have a lot of patient context. So yes, I would say some doctors are not as high of a risk as, say, your ER docs. We have like 0 N95s in our hospital, like nothing left. And then what else? Are you safe right now? Yeah, I'm safe at home. I mean, I'm still gonna show up to work every day. Yes, I'm worried, but I wrote down things that I want stand to do if I got sick or if I needed to be intubated, if they have beds for me. Like that's always worries that, you think. What about asymptomatic carriers of COVID-19? Yes. So on the Princess Cruise, I think that was when there was like a whole bunch of cases. Um, of them, there were many people who were carriers of COVID-19 who were asymptomatic. And that is why it is so important to stay home and protect people who can't protect themselves, which is our elderly patients, the immunocompromised, our kids, our pregnant people, those people who have a lower immune system. Let's see. Mhm. H1N1 was actually, I don't know if you read this in the beginning or saw this when I said in the beginning, but H1N1 was a big pandemic in 1918 and it killed over 50 million people. So yeah, it was a big thing. And yes, we were also isolating at that time. So if you are a nursing mom like me and you're worried, the CDC is still recommending that you can still breastfeed. If you're having symptoms like fever or cough, wear a mask to prevent the transmission to baby. They don't see that, they haven't found that the virus is passed through the breast milk as of yet. But, if you think about it, from a medicine standpoint, your body is creating antibodies, and that is how you protect your child through the breast milk. It's transferred through the breast milk to protect your kid. And so, if I got sick with, say, the flu or coronavirus, then I would be making antibodies against this virus, and then hopefully be able to pass it on down to London to prevent him from getting sick. So I wonder if they should study breast milk. um, yeah, so my kids, like, they don't know anything that's going on. Like, it's just a regular day for them. We just teach them about like good hand washing. Wyatt's almost 3 in London is only like 8 months. So it's hard to say what they actually understand. Um, yeah, so there's a lot of questions here, but those are my main points. So, right now, there are no medications for this. We do not have immunity towards this. Understand that there are limited resources to the healthcare system, and understand that there are a limited amount of doctors. Even if I worked double time, didn't sleep, I will not be able to take care of everybody who gets sick if everybody keeps getting sick at an exponential rate. So please help us prevent what is happening in Italy now or what happened last week. So get your information from the CDC and the WHO, the World Health Organization. Okay. What else, guys? Thank you all for joining me here. This is great. Stay home if you can. We'll do hangouts. Follow me on Instagram because I'm more active on there. I feel like it's really hard to um, jump here on YouTube and do these lives, but I know a lot more people are able to watch me on here and it saves it longer. So, um, all right, guys. I am worried for myself, but as a doctor, I made an oath to help others, and a lot of people have made that same oath. And so please be respectful and know that we are trying our best. Like, wait times might be long, so um know that we're still going there. Like, we are all spread very thin right now. So please understand and be kind to one another, and stay home. Please, I can't emphasize that enough. Stay home if you can. Use the phone, call your doctors. So these are all trying times. And so we just need to band together. Okay. All right. Heart. Love you guys. All right. I will be on Instagram. So if you guys have any questions as well, or leave them in the comment section, even better, leave them in the comment section below. And so when we answer questions, that other people can see them. Okay. So, yes, there is no medicine right now. So don't be gargling bleach or like that one other thing that people are saying. If it goes into your mouth, you might have symptoms. So, all right. Okay. I'll see you guys later. Bye. Oh, yes. Wait, that being said, taking care of yourself. So do the natural things that to stay healthy, like eat healthy, lots of fruits and vegetables, drink plenty of water, continue to exercise, the same things you would do to stay healthy. They found that healthier people will have milder symptoms, right? So do what you can to boost your own health, whether that be sleeping, meditation, eating healthy, and all that stuff. Okay. So wish everybody good health, stay safe. Um, Hope you guys bond with your family, drink some wine, watch a movie, binge watch on Netflix. All right. Love everyone. Bye.